Morning, everybody. Before we get into part two, I just realized when I was looking at my channel, this is my 300th video. Of course, most of those are N scale. I've got, quite a few G scale. I've got some rail fan videos, I'd say probably a couple hundred of them at least are N scale videos. So this is where I'm at on Cedar Heights clay. Not really going to talk any more about it, but shaping up pretty well. But I want to thank everybody for watching. And now let's get into watching part two of switching. Morning, everybody. Grab a cup of coffee and a donut or three, and let's do some switching. Well, welcome to part two, everybody. Switching no kill. I was going to try to make this the scrapyard and Davis fire brick into one part, but man, it turned out pretty long. So if you remember, we left off, we had just put the 3 cars from Cedar Heights clay on the passing siding. I need to run around the train, so I need to empty the passing siding. So I'm going to put those 3 cars on the main, couple them to the rest of the train. You can sort of see from this angle what I was talking about in part one. The passing siding actually has a little bit longer clearance between the streets because of the Route 93 angle. So the caboose is actually blocking the sidewalk a little bit. All right, now I can run around the train. A lot of times when I go back and I narrate it, because I don't narrate it while I do it, and I realize I could have done things a little bit differently. So the easiest thing we're going to do right now would be to switch the scrapyard, because it's right there. But I think I could have had enough space to have gone ahead and moved the whole train over to the passing siding, which would have saved me a couple moves later. But for now, I just disconnected the gondola, and we'll go ahead and swap that out. And then we'll move the rest of the train over. I'll have to try that next time, but it sure looks like I would have had enough space to clear the scrapyard siding or the turnout, and so we'll go ahead and put the gondola on the passing siding, and then push the empty in. I talked about in part 1 how Oak Hill, they generated loads. I mean, all the cars that they got were empty cars, because the scrapyard got empty gondolas filled with scrap. Cedar Heights Clay got empty boxcars and covered hoppers to fill with clay, and David's Fire Brick got empty boxcars to fill with bricks. So the B&O, whenever they could, would use their own cars. So, because they want to fill their own cars up to get the revenue. Of course, if you could backhaul, instead of shipping a car back empty to a railroad, you could fill it with bricks or something like that. That makes sense to do. But generally in Oak Hill, you saw a lot of B&O and chassis system cars. I don't really have enough cars to do that, to dedicate everything to that. So I'm just letting JMRI pick them out at random. So that's why I'm spotting a DT&I gondola at the scrapyard, when in reality it probably would not have been there. It would have been a B&O gondola, or maybe a railgun. Alright, now we're going to go pick up the rest of the train and move it over to the passing siding, because right now it's blocking the switch to get to David's Fire Brick. That boxcar on the end here, right in front of the freight house, and a W boxcar needs to go to David's Fire Brick. So after I get the train moved over, that'll be the end of this part 2. Relatively short, because the David's Fire Brick actually took a little bit longer to switch than I thought it was going to, and then putting the train back together and everything. So because I do have a respot at Davis. The car I'm picking up is in spot 2. Actually, I'm going to have to refilm everything after this move, because my company iPhone doesn't have it's got a lot better camera than my personal iPhone. It's a newer model. So I film it on that and then delete it. But it doesn't have the storage of my personal cell phone. So I actually filmed switching Davis Firebrick, and then I didn't have enough storage to save it. So I had to go back and do it. Alright, so as soon as I get up to the couple onto the gondola, that'll be the end of this part 2, and we'll pick up with part 3, switching Davis Firebrick. So I hope everybody stays safe and drank responsibly on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.